Bertil, we were at the Human Rights Film Festival last night, and the film about the Shan prince and the princess and Twilight Burma went along the screen. I was very sad and I was surprised. I was more surprised because of the one NLD patron, Anke Witting, who was given a remark and given the speech for the remark. And he did mention repeatedly about that he was looking forward to watch the movie, but at the meeting he came out and apologized, and that was not the case. But finally, at the last minute, it seemed to me that the censorship board decided not to screen it. What do you think? What happened?
Well, I think after the election last year, expectations were unrealistically high. People thought that now Burma has become democratic, everything will be free, and the military is out of power. But people tend to forget to overlook at that time that the military, apart from controlling 25% of the seats in the both houses of the parliament, they also appoint the three most important ministries: Home Affairs, Defence, Border Affairs. Especially the Home Ministry is very powerful, but it includes the police, it includes local administration. So there wasn't that much of a power shift really after the election. And I think now, a couple of months later, people come to realize that the military remains the most powerful institution in the country. And it's clear that they did not like this film, because it was sure to portray the party, the military, in a bad light.
Well, one of the organizers came up, came up and said that if the film is shown, that will hurt the image of the military.
Yes.
And so the military was making a call not to show the film. And so that was the case. And also she mentioned that very politely and also in a very clever way that there are a lot of challenges remaining in this country.
Yes.
That's one of the indications that this film cannot be screened at the film festival.
Well, she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And but on the other hand, by banning the movie or not allowing it to be shown, the military has shot himself in the foot.
That's right.
And this is counterproductive. And it's not going to improve the image of the military.
No, I think I think that this morning, as we're having a breakfast at the Shenzhou restaurants, I think soon to be that the copies of the Twilight over Burma will be flooded along the street. There will be more people who were very curious to watch this film and want to know more about the history of what happened.
Well, absolutely. Because, I mean, if they just had the film not be shown, it would have passed without an incident. But now it's become news, people are curious, they wonder, what is this all about? And people remind of the fact that the military are still very powerful. So it's backfired completely, it's counterproductive. It's bad.
So it is safe to say that the Ministry of Information we now have a very decent, a well-known writer who is heading the ministries. And there's news going around last night that he asked the film censorship board to review, because as he was informed about the possible censorship, but finally chopped it. Finally, he's decided not to screen that film. So why he couldn't override the decision made by other bureaucrats, allegedly by former senior military officer who were permanent secretary or some sort of position in the Ministry of Information.
Well, we don't know yet if there was an order from the military, full military, permanent secretaries not to show it, or if people in the ministry thought that we better not do it because we're getting into trouble.
Right.
We don't know that yet, but nevertheless, it shows that the shadow of the military is still hanging over the government. And even if somebody is as much respect as the information minister, can't really act independently. He has to take into account, take into consideration what the military is going to say about this and that. It's a very small issue, but it became a news because it was a movie. It was something that concerned the public. You just imagine what other decisions that the military is interfering with or telling the government what to do and what to do. Things that happen, behind closed doors in Ecuador. This is out to the open. Other decisions are not.
Bertil, can you also share about the film and the history briefly on the history of these episodes? And the tragic story, because you've been covering a lot on conflict and organization, particularly in Shan these days. And what happened at the Seaport?
Yes, I know the lady very well. In the Sergeant and her family. So what happened was that she came from Austria, was born there. And then she was studying in Colorado in America.
Right.
And then she met this charming young man from Burma, whose name was Sacha Sang, and who said he was a mining engineer. And they fell in love and they were married. And she didn't know that he was actually a prince. No. Yeah. It was only when they came back here to Rangoon, they went to the Seaport house, and suddenly the whole Seaport community was out and welcomed it so much.
That's right.
So she looked at her husband and said, what is this all about? And he said,
so during their romance and the relationship, and until he proposed that he didn't tell her that he was a prince.
No. But then he told her that time that when she discovered there was something very special here, that I wanted you to marry me for the right reasons. Not because I'm a prince or anything. But once they came up to Singapore, she actually, took the role of my idea of Singapore in a way that I think most people found very attractive. In the beginning, they were a little bit apprehensive.
That's right.
The European is the foreigners, my idea it's not going to work. But she learned to speak Shan, she learned to speak Burmese. She was dressed like any Shan lady, and she turned out to be a nice person who became very popular. But one of the first things she did was to restore, actually build a proper maternity ward at the local hospital.
That's right.
And she was the first to give birth to her eldest daughter. That's to show that this is the way it should be done in a clean, healthy environment. And prior to that, when most children were born in bamboo huts in villages, there were also diseases involved, and hygiene was not an issue really, nothing they were aware of. Right. So she became very popular, and so was her husband. And he was very modern in his outlook. He studied in America. He introduced agriculture techniques, and people brought in tractors and various kind of implements and so on. And it was always mixed with the people. And he wasn't really a show-off person at all. But the princely car, so to speak, was the Volkswagen Beetle. Everybody knew that. Now the Soul was coming when they came here, because we're driving himself also this Volkswagen Beetle. So then of course the Singapore was a center for, you can say, Shan nationalist sentiments. And there was a lot of people in Singapore who supported the Shan rebellion when it broke out in 1958.
That's right.
There's no indication that he supported it himself. But one can imagine that he was not unsympathetic to the demands. When he was a Shan himself, was with his people, they were demanding ethnic rights, which they felt that they granted under the Primary Agreement, but was never really implemented.
But so in the book that he mentioned that he had a problem with General Nguyen, who was at the time head of the caretaker government.
Yes, he was. There was a time when the Soviets gave up the power, really. But and they handed it over not to the central government, they handed it over power to the elected Shan state government. There's a distinction which should be aware of. But it's clear that Nguyen saw him, Sacha Sang, and the former president, Sacha Pak, the two Shan leaders, as threats to the military rule that they were introduced after 1962, but that's why both of them disappeared. Really cool and showed it off.
But so far we still don't know who killed him and how he spent his time in a prison and detention center. The last letter he wrote to England was, his wife was, I'm still okay.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think so. And he was kept in the military camp somewhere north of Taji. And Batu, I think it's called.
I think Batu.
Yeah, Batu camp. And he was kept there, but then suddenly nothing more sort of him, and he was most likely to be shot without having trial or anything like that. But even such an attack that was addressed in his home here in Rainbow was led away by the military. The youngest son, Saidi, was shot. And when he rushed downstairs to see what was going on,
right.
his orders came into.
I think he was living in a shelter.
Yeah. Well, there was still commotion then.
Commotion,
They came in to arrest the father.
Right.
And the boy who was only 17 came rushing down and he was shot in his chest. Like coming down. And anyway, so he was led away, and a few months later, the family was informed that the president had expired in jail, but they didn't say how and exactly when. So those were actually the first casualties of the 1962 coup. Yes. And then, of course, when they arrested all the participants in the federal seminar that Prime Minister Bono had convened, not to let the union disintegrate, but my understanding is that he wanted to strengthen the union by allowing more powers to the various ethnic states. That it was the best way of keeping the country together. But the women had other ideas. He wanted power, and we thought that he was the only one who could keep the country together.
Well, the issue of the death of soldiers and it's still not resolved. Mm-hmm. Even the problem now is that the film is not shown, it's not allowed to screen under the newly elected government. And I hope that because of this Human Rights Film Festival is going to be 5 days. Yeah. So hopefully at some point, some level, authorities will give in and will allow to screen.
Well, I think maybe the government now, at least the ministry, must have had second thoughts about it. Was this really a wise decision or not? I can assure you that if they decide to show the movie now, the theatre will be packed with people.
Well, much larger audience.
Yes, much larger audience than would have been otherwise. Because everyone wants to see it now. What is this?
Well, that's the promotion of this movie to the Ministry of Information and the official who made quite a unwise decision not to screen.
The military has done a very good job promoting this film.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.